Good afternoon, guys. So I actually woke up this morning probably at like 9 o'clock and it is now 12:21. So I've been up for a hot minute. I took my vitamins this morning, but I've been kind of waiting and pushing my food back a little bit. The way that I eat, I feel like constantly changes depending on the intensity of my workouts, like during that month or whatever phase I'm in. So right now I'm following a new program that I found online. It's got me training 5 times a week. I'm not following it to a T because when do I ever follow things to a T, to be honest? Like, I never follow programs like 100% to what they say, just because I like to do a mix of bodybuilding stuff too, and there never tends to be like enough accessories for me personally. I'm not super great with volume, and this program is crazy with volume. If you look at like that first week for squat and bench, it's like kind of insane. I'm literally starving, so I'm gonna go ahead and make some food. I realized I have a sausage left, so I'm super excited, so I'm gonna have that. I think I've had this in my past 3 full day of eating videos at this point. So this is by Field Roast. This is the smoked apple sage sausage. I don't think this one's vegan. I think this one's just vegetarian. I don't eat meat, in case you hadn't caught on yet. So I'm gonna have one of these. The macros for this is 8 fat, 16 carb, 23 protein for 1 sausage. I'm gonna have one of these apple fritters that we got from Walmart. So I have no idea what the calories are for this. I might look it up, I don't know. I'm back to like not tracking again, because I've been like maintaining pretty well at 132 pounds without like a care in the world. It's crazy that I can do that now, because when I first started lifting, well, probably even like a year ago, I was struggling to just hang out around like 125. So the fact that I can just like eat whatever and kind of chill at 132 is amazing. So it's now about 1:30 and I'm just having an avocado with garlic powder, salt, and pepper. That is one of my favorite snacks because in 1 medium avocado, you get about 240 calories. So it's a nice way to get a ton of calories in, have something that's super filling, but also not be like a super snacky snack. So it's kind of like a mini meal for me. So that's what I like to do. Avocados are expensive, but I try and get them when they're on sale. Like, they were only, I think, 99 cents at Walmart, which isn't bad for Maryland considering we don't grow them anywhere near us. So I do like to snack, but most of my meals are planned around the gym. So if I'm having a snack, it's usually just filler time. So I usually have a snack like before I have lunch, and then I'll usually have a snack / dessert like after dinner. So it is now 3:35 and I am just starting to prepare for the gym basically. So first thing I like to do is chug a bunch of water. So I am constantly dehydrated because personally I just hate water, not a huge fan. So I always make sure I chug a bunch before the gym, because if I'm having a bad workout, it's usually because I'm dehydrated or I didn't eat enough food. So I always make sure I drink like 2 full, like 8-ounce glasses of water before I go to the gym. So this is gonna seem very odd, but I promise this is what works for me. Everyone is so different. That's why I don't know, I've always been kind of like iffy with these full day of eating videos, because I don't want you to just completely copy what I do. This is just works for me, works for my body. I do not eat meat, and I felt 1,000 times better since I stopped eating meat in the fast. My digestion system just cannot handle meat, lots of protein, and it literally hates dairy. So you guys will see a lack of all of that in my eating videos, but I like to have fast digesting carbs before I go to the gym. So cereal without fiber, and then vegetables are usually my go-to. Smoothies are great too, because fruit is also a fast digesting carb. So I'm just gonna go ahead and have some of these veggies. These are just from Walmart. It is a mixture of broccoli, carrots, green beans, onions, sugar snap peas, and red peppers. So pretty simple. I'll go ahead and use oil. I tend to use a little bit more oil than what is technically necessary, and that's just to up my calories a little bit for each of my meals that I do make in the pan. So per, I believe it is 1 tablespoon of oil, you have 14 grams of fat. So definitely ups your calories a little bit. So I just let that heat up. I don't really season my vegetables like crazy, but I am someone who seasons my food. So I'm gonna go ahead and just use some garlic powder because always makes everything taste a lot better. And then I've been adding pepper to my food lately. Kind of took like a really long break from doing that, but I forgot how good it usually tastes. And then just to spice it up a little bit, I have like this French fry seasoning salt, which is kind of just a mixture, if I can find it, of a couple different seasonings. So this is dehydrated vegetables, garlic, onion, paprika, a little bit of oil, stuff to keep it fresh, and salt, obviously. So I just add just a tiny bit of that to my veggies. Nothing too crazy. My sodium intake is a little bit higher than the average person because I season my vegetables like crazy. So for 3/4 a cup, we've got 25 calories. So the goal isn't to get in, like, pardon my language, a fuck ton of calories from these vegetables. This is really just to give me a little bit of clean energy to get me through my workout. I just finished my veggies, so now I'm going to have my true pre-workout meal. I'm feeling super full, a little bloated. That is the one thing I've noticed. I get very bloated. I'm bloated like all the time because I eat so many vegetables and my diet is mostly like plant-based. Well, it is plant-based. I was gonna say it's mostly vegan, but it is plant-based. Minus the occasional like fish if I go out to eat, but from day to day I tend not to have any seafood just because I'm cheap and I don't feel like buying it. So I tend to get really bloated because most of the foods that I eat make me bloated. Soy makes me a little bloated if I have too much of it, just because my digestion system takes a while to break stuff down, which is why I actually eat very, very slowly whenever I eat anything. It's like an ongoing joke with every single person that I've ever eaten food with because I just take such a long time. But I'm gonna go ahead and have some cereal. So my dad got these a while ago. These are really good. So they're like Rice Krispies, but they're frosted. So for 3/4 a cup, you have 120 calories, 0 fat, 27 carb, 1 gram of protein. So I'm gonna have a cup. So you guys can do the math if you want to figure that out. But I'm gonna have a cup of cereal, and then I usually drink almond milk, but we don't have any right now, so I just drink whatever my mom has. So this is the cashew milk. I'm not a huge fan of this just because I can taste that it is cashew milk, which is why I like almond milk. I can't really tell the difference, but it is unsweetened, so it's not that bad. So for 1 cup, it's 25 calories, 2 fat, 1 carb, and then less than 1 gram of protein. So I usually have like 3/4 a cup of milk. I'm not a huge like milk person in cereal. So, and I'm vlogging. I said I'm vlogging. Do you want to say hi to my video?
Oh, right now?
Yeah.
Live?
So I just got back from the gym. It is 6:08. Not the best workout, but also not the worst. Bench is just feeling so bad lately. I should probably, my camera's falling, I should probably take a deload. So maybe I'll do that starting next week because the only other bench session that I have is just, actually no, the next bench session is even harder. I don't know, I'll see how that goes. Maybe it was just an off day, and if it feels really, really hard, then I will take a deload. So I still got through it. I had, my top working sets were 80 for 3 sets of 4, and then I went ahead and supplemented that with doing some Larson press, I think it's called, or t-shirt press. It's called a bunch of different things, but basically you just put your feet up on the bench instead of on the floor. Completely takes out the leg drive, also decreases a little bit of range of motion because you can't arch as much. So I really like doing that because it just helps me actually activate and use my chest and not use as much leg drive, because ever since I started using leg drive, I kind of count on it when I get a little bit heavier. So I just did 70 for 3 sets of 5 with my feet on the bench, and then I did 5 sets of 15 tricep extension with the rope, and then I also did 5 sets of 12 for cable flies. But my mom's actually in the hospital right now. It's like nothing too crazy. She just had super high blood pressure last night, so my dad took her to the ER. But I'm gonna have my leftover honey shrimp. It's funny, I was just talking about how I don't eat that much seafood, but like I said, I literally eat it if I go out because there's not much else for me to eat. So I'm gonna have my honey shrimp, and then I love their brown rice, so I'm gonna have some of this as well. So it's not like fancy brown rice or anything, it's just typical brown rice, and I'm just gonna bring this with me. So I just got here and I have obviously brought my food with me. So I have my little crispy honey shrimp and rice dish thing. So I looked that up and it said, I think the calories that I'm at now, let me check because I put it in my calculator. No, I deleted it out of my calculator. That's helpful. So basically it's probably around 450 calories for the rice and the shrimp. And so far today, I think I've had probably 1250 calories. So that means we're sitting around 1700. And on a good day, I usually hit about 2300. So we'll see if I can get there. Some days I don't, some days I do. Like I said, if I go out on the weekends, which I'm going to a mutual friend's birthday, surprise birthday brunch on Saturday, I believe, and they have bottomless mimosas and food. So I know I'm gonna hit my calories, so I'm not super worried this week because of what's going on. Hi, how's it going? What's up? So I make a lot of like random stuff. So this is the Beyond Meat Beefless Crumble, and then I diced up some fresh, already peeled garlic, and then I chopped up some red onion. I sauteed that in a pan, then I added a can of diced tomatoes over top of that, and then I added my fake meat. So it was really, really good. It's super, super super filling. And then I also added taco seasoning and chili seasoning. And for dessert, I will most likely have a snickerdoodle cookie. So these are also from Walmart. So one cookie is 120 calories, and that will basically top me off for the day. If I'm still hungry, then I might have like a couple chips, but I think I should honestly be fine after I eat this. So I'm probably around like 2200, 2300 calories. So that is fine by me. I hope you guys enjoyed this full day of eating. I'm sorry if it was kind of a mess, but if you guys did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, let me know if you do want to see a bloating video, and I'll see you in the next one. I love you. Bye.